Well, where am I? Here I am. What is up, good people? And thank you once again for joining. Sorry, I'm a bit late today. I live in South Africa and we get power cuts. Scheduled power cut today ended at exactly 4, and I needed a little bit of time to prep. What are we doing today? What is going on here? What is all this nonsense? What is this beautiful hot pink looking screen? Well, let me show you. What are we doing today? We're packaging a music template, and it's one of my more popular videos called Serial Killer. So here is my list of YouTube videos from the past, 4 or 5 years, sorted by popularity. And what I'm doing these days on these sort of admin streams, I take these tracks that I've released and I package them as templates, and then I release those templates via my Patron, and the tracks remain for free. So it's a way of taking the music that I've written, the most popular of it, and converting it into a form that other music producers can use in their own production. So that's what I do here on my stream. So if you're looking for like a live performance, I'm afraid it's not happening today, and there's also not a lot of music production happening today. But if you're one of those musicians who doesn't know what to do with their music, like you're a music composer and you've got tons of tracks on Spotify, and you just get like a couple of plays from your friends, but you don't actually know how to make any money from it, one option is to package templates the way that I'm doing it today. So stick around if you want to figure out exactly the process behind how to get this stuff into an online store and maybe pick up a bit of side hustle income. That's what we're doing here today. But also, let's try to keep it a bit fun. So, what's going on? We've got these, looks like just the MIDI track, and it is playing back this composition that I made a couple of years ago called Serial Killer. Serial Killer gets used in all sorts of different videos, probably a few games. People email me and say, hey, I've used your music here and there. I'm like, that's great. That's why I release it into the sort of CC BY Creative Commons music world. It's for people to use in their own videos. So if you're into making your own YouTube videos or anything, there's stuff waiting for you. There's a whole library of stuff. I've done 500 tracks over the years. I want you to use them just in exchange for credit. And you can find links to that all over my YouTube, and pretty soon on my site. Actually, I'm going to be updating my site with an app, like a web app for finding and filtering the music that I've made, which is super exciting. Okay, but for now, let's take a listen to this beautiful soft piece of music. Before I do playback, I've got to do one little admin task, and that is, let me hide myself so you can see what I'm up to here. I'm searching for a plugin called Restream Standalone. I'm just going to put that on the master. What is Restream? Well, it allows you to send whatever audio your copy of Ableton is broadcasting to the actual live feed. So now you can hear piano. Okay, this is not actually Serial Killer, this is something else. So let's play it back from here, and I will make myself more visible once again. Cool. So that's a little bit of swing on that one. I don't like it. This one sounds more like the original. Cool. Let's zoom in on this MIDI track. Take a look at it. All the way up. Yeah, there we go. Doof. So there's the MIDI that's being played. Cool. Okay, so it's a gentle piece of piano music, and here's another version of it. This looks like what I've done here is just standardized all the velocity to make sure that everything sounds exactly the same, and that wasn't really to make it sound good. That's so that when I export it as a music XML file, it doesn't start attributing loud and soft values to the actual music notation. That's all other story. So let's go back to this one here. This looks like the most organic. It sounds like the best one we have. What I'm going to do first is just I'm going to temper the grand piano sound a little bit. So I've opened up the grand piano in the bottom left over here. This is the native Ableton device. So everyone who has a copy of Ableton will be able to load this project without any missing dependencies or anything like that. Let's take the brightness down and the hardness down and the reverb up. Attack up. Nice and soft. Good. Good. So that's... It sounds a bit honky-tonk, but anyway. You can insert whatever piano you like, whatever your piano is that you use. You're welcome to override this when you download the pack. So what I've done is I've moved this from my original project folder into a new project folder called products, and this is all the stuff I'm releasing as products. So I'm going to delete everything here that is not part of this serial killer pack. This should be a really easy and fun one to demonstrate because there are no other instruments on this track. It looks like I've got some recorded MIDI here, just random stuff which I don't need, so I'm going to delete that too. And this audio track over here I also don't need. So we've got a grand piano. I'm just going to put your piano, call it piano, go straight to the master. I don't think we have any need for the reverb and delay send effects, and we're pretty much ready to package this one up. So let's get to the admin side of it. I know you all love admin as much as you love making music. That's what makes you a professional. I'm going to load up the JBCom. I call it JBCom, everything that I do, so that's my name. JBCom not published task list. This is a Google sheet with all the metadata. Let's go dark, please, my eyes. And I'm going to insert serial killer into it. And I've got 5 or 6 things to do before this actually becomes a product in a store. So in about 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, we're going to actually have put this online, and it will, it's then in a marketplace and it's available to start earning. I've never had a track instantly get bought. I'm not on the hype train, that so to speak. But what does tend to happen is years or months or sometimes weeks or even days later, someone notices that there's something there that they like and they click through and make a sale. That sale doesn't cost me anything. It's money in the bank while I sleep, and I highly recommend that if you're a creative person, you start to think about getting your stuff online like this. If you haven't taken these kinds of steps already, this is one of the reasons I'm showing up for these kind of like business admin streams, is to show other music composers how to actually get your stuff online in a way that's hopefully not too hyped and very clear and transparent. Okay, so are you ready? Next step here, now that we've got this MIDI pack already packaged, the next step is then to make sure there are no missing VSTs. So let's go to our checklist here. Have I bounced out the master? Yes, I have. I have already bounced it out formally, and you'll see it over here in the current documentary folder. I've also bounced out the MIDI, by the way, and another version of the MIDI, as well as the Ableton file itself. So there's really nothing much more to this one. The idea here is that you finish off bouncing out these files and you get all of this stuff, and then you're able to zip it up. I've also actually got a MSCZ, which is a MuseScore music XML file. If you use MuseScore, then that you could open it in that. Yeah, but for now, literally just save this as template. Is that what master I've done? Video I have not done yet, so let's do that real quick. This is where I make a video for YouTube, where I just play through the track and show everybody exactly what is in the project file before I publish it. So if anyone is taking a look at the video, then they see exactly what the contents of the pack that they're buying is. It's just being transparent, basically. So let's do that now. I'm going to stop talking and make myself disappear for 2 minutes while this piece of music plays, and then during that time I'll be recording a video which will appear on YouTube in a couple of days or minutes, even if I get the time today. So let's go for it. See you in a minute. right, and that is about that. Now we have a video in my videos folder, which is, we can call Serial Killer. And this is the one that goes onto YouTube. So I'm just going to re-categorize that, make sure it goes into Serial Killer project, and then that sorts that aspect of it out, of this checklist. So master is done, the video is done. Collect all and save, not necessary in this case because we don't have any external samples. It's just library samples which come packaged with Ableton's native piano device. So there's nothing external that needs to be collected into the folder. So we can select that. Delete VST just means make sure you haven't included restream. So now you'll no longer be able to hear playback, but that's fine. I'm going to save this as Serial Killer template. Just to distinguish it from the original one. Let's then go ahead and delete the original one. That's fine. And navigate back to here. So I've deleted the VST. No missing VSTs when you load up my templates. They're meant to be portable, easy to use. And then two more things remain. One is get it on YouTube and get it on Patreon. Okay. So let us dive into that side of it. Here we switch from the Ableton device to the web browser, so head over to Patreon and make sure we also add it to YouTube. I'm going to schedule this one for around the 14th or 15th of December. Select files, let's just find it, it's under products, here it is, Serial Killer. Okay, and so while that loads up there, we can also get the Patreon post going. So for this one, what I want to do is copy a previous post like that and then also create post over here. The reason I need to copy it is because I need to use it as a template. So I'm going to copy paste some of this text. It's easier than starting it from scratch, of course. Right, same with here, reuse details on the YouTube side of things. And over here I'm going to reuse the details from Happy Clappy. No, please don't play. Sorry, it's playing in the background. Cool, so let's change this here to Serial Killer. Alright, easy to use Ableton project files and master tracks, download tracks, use them in your temple. Okay. Now we're going to have to move it from Gumroad to Patreon. We'll get those two links in a minute. Self-contained Ableton environment, no missing files or plugin, master files, permission. We're also going to add in here what you're going to get are MIDI file. And we've got one more XML files. This is important because if anyone wants to use this composition but just kind of make it their own, you know, re-edit it, redo things their own way, that's totally fine. That's why I release these tracks without a copyright attached to them. Then you can go ahead and do that by using the music XML files. Okay, so we need two things to complete that, so let's put a pause on that. Same thing here, we're going to create a video post called Serial Killer, open it up. Now I need the text descriptions, so let's get that from Happy Clappy. Sorry, here we go, boom. Copy all of that and stick it in there. Get the title and copy that. Not Happy Clappy, but Serial Killer. And hide your kids. Okay, and then we'll also just get the music in XML and MIDI caveat in there, cheap as this is. Okay, right, music. Cool, just doing a little bit of that. And another thing we've got to figure out here is we just want to zip this up. So create a zip folder out of it, add to serialkiller.zip, that should be ready in a minute. And then add the zip file to it. So here we go, serialkillerproject.zip. Cool. It's processing the video, so that's good. Next up, we want to get over to Gumroad. Gumroad is similar to Patreon, except instead of creating memberships, like paid monthly memberships, with Gumroad, it's more like individual product sales. They did try to launch a membership tier thing in competition to Patreon, but I don't think it really worked. So let's get logged in. It should actually be logged in already. There we go. Head over to My Products. Should have just gone straight there in the beginning. Cool, products, and I just need to find Serial Killer so we can update this product. All of what I'm doing now, I know it's really fast and I'm moving around, but essentially it's this. It's you create the content and then you publish the content. Create the content in this case means zip up the Ableton file and make sure there are no dependencies like VSTs and missing samples. And once you've got that zip file, that's your content. That goes into two places. You then put that on Patreon as a update with a direct link, or a link to the product in the Patreon shop, which is a different way of doing things. Then you stick it on Gumroad. So you got to give people two options: either they're going to become a community member of your offering, or you're going to just encourage like a once-off fly-by sale, or someone needs it for a quick project or something like that. They can just download it and not think about it. Give one or two options. It is extra work, of course. It's always extra work, but I think the more of the stuff you have online, the better it is for you, because you're reaching two audiences, Patreon and Gumroad. And who knows, what happens in the future. Maybe one of these platforms works and the other one doesn't. So it's good not to hedge your bets too much. That's why I get them on both platforms. Okay, cool. I'm going to change the title here. Scary piano. So I don't want to pack too much. Ableton live download star.als. Serial Killer, scary classical, scary piano music, and no copyright Ableton Live. Then, okay, that's fine. That's good enough. Then we want to get the same content from here. Update the Gumroad product page, because I put this in place like years ago and it's kind of just expired. The links aren't working, so just quickly update the Gumroad product description. There we go. Exciting stuff. Can't contain my excitement. Little description of what it is you do here. That's fine. And now we just got to update the actual content. So we've already got this stuff in here, but we're going to need a second tier. One is for the actual track download, and the other one is for the template. So there are two different tiers over here, versions they call them. Add a version. We're going to call this everything, and that is a description here is based on JVM free. Now let's go to what I'm trying to do is find a description for so that I can copy and paste. So let's just check this out. The most recent one was Happy Clappy. There is the Gumroad product. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. If you just joined, what I'm doing is packaging a music template using the online sort of e-commerce marketplace called Gumroad, and also Patreon. Right. At the moment, what I've done is I've exported the Patreon, I've exported a zip file with all of the digital files in that are essentially for sale. And now we are publishing it to Gumroad. No crediting required, so that's everything, and that comes in at an additional $15. So I'm going to price this at $15. Then we've got the free version, which is let's just get that down here. Master track only, crediting required. We've got two versions there. That means that Let's just do a quick save of those and have a sip of coffee. Cool. Webmaster, and then we also want to add the detail here of Ableton Live project file. Okay. I don't know what to enter for value here. Sheet music, PDF, MIDI, Ableton Live project file, star.als. I think that's how you do it. Yeah, it just gives you gives the product overview a much more professional look. We're going to make the products priced at 0. The minimum amount is 0. So the free stuff, the additional amount is 0, which means it's free. And then the paid version with the Ableton Live template is $15. But that means we have to now categorize what we've uploaded into the different tiers. So what I'm doing now is, because Gumroad, now I've created 2 tiers in Gumroad. One of them is called Everything, and one is called the free stuff. Everything is going to contain, or let's put it this way, only the Everything tier is going to contain everything, and the free tier is only going to contain one MP3 track. So we select and deselect using these checkboxes. First thing I've got to do is upload my zip file with all of the stuff in it, Serial Killer Project, and it's got the music. Let me just double check. It's got the PDF of the chart of the score. I actually want to show this to you because I don't do a lot of scoring, but there you go. I've actually got the sheet music written out for Serial Killer, which is amazing. I mean, when did I ever find the time to do that? But that's included in this download for $15, and the rest of it isn't. So let's decide. Let's instruct. Oh, that's Happy Clappy. Sorry, wrong product. Now I've uploaded the project, the template at least, to Gumroad, and it's included in the Everything bundle. And then in the free stuff bundle, you'll see that Serial Killer Master, the MP3, is the only thing that's included. Nothing else is included. All right, so that is that. Now we can save those changes. And I have... They give you an option of sending an email to previous customers who've bought this. I'm not going to do that now, simply because I don't want to complicate things too much for the sake of the stream. But there we go. One more thing I want to do is I want to add the YouTube video. Besides the main YouTube video here, I want to add the template walkthrough video. So I'm going to go to external link. No, let's upload it here first. Yeah. So we've got the 2 links we need, basically. The one is the Gumroad link, which I'm going to put in over here. It's going to be https://gum.co/ and there's your shortcode. And then the Patreon link is the same. It's going to be here. Download on Patreon there. Okay. I think we've got the YouTube link over here, but it's not going to be live for a while because I'm not going to publish this until the 15th of December. So this is now going to be a public video scheduled for December 15, call it, at Friday, maybe the Wednesday before 13. Yeah, that's fine. 12 a.m., whatever, and there we go. Schedule that for 2 weeks from now. That allows me to now grab that link, go back to Gumroad, and insert it as a cover video. So it won't pop up here, but it will start to pop up. I can't actually process it now, so never mind that. Okay, so save changes. If you just dropped in, what we're doing is packaging music template files. Not very musical, not very exciting, very nerdy, very admin related. And that's how you get products online, and that's how you make side hustle income. So if you're interested in picking up a couple of coins for the music you've made, I can guarantee you're going to make more than hoping someone will play it on Spotify and, you know, retiring on your distribution of Spotify tracks, because the amount that you get paid for each stream is ridiculously low. And as you know, that's basically just like asking someone to pay you to look at items in a database. With these kinds of music templates, you're really kind of striking people with making it more convenient for them to, to produce their own music. Not having to start from scratch every time is one advantage. And the fact that I make them so portable by keeping VSTs, making sure that the project doesn't contain any missing VSTs. That's one of the benefits to using my music templates. They're portable and no missing samples or dependencies. So if you're into not starting from scratch, then this is a good way to go. One last thing. I keep saying one last thing, but it turns out there are quite a few last things to get through. We haven't gotten the so there we go. We've uploaded the serial killer project file to Patreon, which means we go next. I'm going to select the one tier that I have, which is the $6 a month tier, and there we go. We can schedule the post now for, it was the 13th of December at, let's just call it 12 a.m. Why not? Ableton and template. Cool. So there we go. That is now a scheduled Patreon post. The real advantage with Patreon is when you're able to, form these connections with people through your live streams and through your content, and then have some of those connections make their way over to your Patreon and start supporting you, by chucking a couple of coins in your hats every month, basically. But they're only going to do that if the page pops, and to get the page to pop is it's a new territory for me, but I gather that one of the main things is when your most recent post was. If it was a year ago, no one's going to think that you're actually actively creating anything. There's going to be no FOMO, and that's part of what's going to make people go, oh, well, I like his videos, but if he's not putting out stuff every month, then why would I, contribute financially? So it's giving people and spoon-feeding people reasons to say, yeah, this is cool, I like this, I'd like 2 or 3 of these new templates a month. That's worth $5 or $6 to me. So, or just making it very clear that there is a commercial angle to this. These templates that I'm creating, they're not bad. They're decent in terms of like the amount of labor and love that have gone into them. Not that that's a criteria for how good music is. It's just that it's different to, say, automated music. So you can hear that it's human, you can hear that there's love in it, and maybe you want to try and improve on it. You've got a better studio than me and you want to reproduce it and publish it yourself. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to serve music producers. Education is one aspect, so learning how to use Ableton by importing templates is probably going to be better than just starting from a completely blank screen, because you get to see how experienced producers arrange their files. It's going to be a shortcut, so it's saving you time. So if you're someone who's maybe a little bit older like me and you don't have time to learn from scratch every time, then this is a really good option for you. And that's why I've priced it at $6 a month instead of $2, because I've figured that there are people out there like me who go, yes, this is I want to be on this ride. It's a sick, real loud cough coming. All right, cool. So where are we now? We've published the Gumroad product. We have published, or scheduled at least, the Patreon product. Last thing to do is just to go into the original serial killer video, with the one that got all the views to begin with, and edit that. This is one of the more popular ones. It's I don't think there's much wrong with this. I'm just going to take out all this stuff and I'm going to replace it with this stuff here. Let's stick that there. Cool. And we'll get the download on Gumroad. I've got this already. It should already be in the video, which is where exactly? It's under YouTube mic. No, okay, whatever. I'm gonna just check out my scheduled stuff so I can copy paste that description. So yeah, I'm sorry this isn't the most exciting stream in the world. I get that, but I'm hoping that it reaches, people who are looking to up their game, their musical production game, but without having to necessarily start, from scratch. Yeah, just get people over to the Gumroad and the Patreon pages. That's the trick. So even though this post is now live, this video is now live, it's redirecting to something that's only going to be live in 2 weeks, but it's fine. There'll be a bit of traffic loss, but it's fine. I don't mind. It's worth not having to think too far in advance. One other cool thing you can do is with Gumroad, just change the thumbnail. I don't think I'm going to do that because this isn't a particularly remixable piece. So that's it. I mean, that's the process for creating a music template. So that will show up in 2 weeks on my YouTube channel. And the important thing here is that I'm keeping things fresh because I've got a backlog of content that just exists as a YouTube video and a Gumroad product. And what I'm doing now is I'm taking those and converting them to Patreon posts too, to just capitalize on the popularity of Patreon. Not everyone knows what Gumroad is. So using Patreon and keeping it regular. Same with YouTube. You'll notice I have a new video at least once a week. There's sometimes 2 or 3 a week. And it's just, I'm flushing out all this stuff because I don't want to die with my music in me. That's kind of the motivation behind all of this. I've got so much stuff that I've written. Not all of it's amazing, but I don't get to decide what is of value to other people. So I'm just putting it out into the world so far, and I usually do publish and talk about my financials here quite openly. In the past 4 years, 2019 I started on Gumroad, I've earned just over $5,000 in online sales. I'm not going to buy a house off that, of course, but for side hustle money with relatively, little on the admin side, and this seems like a lot, but I found a groove now that I'm able to justify the amount of time I spend putting into this product and this whole John Bodman music thing, because I enjoy it. I enjoy the process of making the music and also even packaging the music like I'm doing today. And that amount of money, I can't guarantee that everyone's going to make that. Maybe you'll make more. But what it does do is it enables people to find you and offer you commissions. And I've had 2 commissions in the last 6 weeks because people found me via my channel. One of them was the 90s sitcom music that I wrote for the YouTuber Tracy May. She's going to be launching that as part of her new video series in the next couple of days, I think. And the other one is the 2D adventure game I'm working on. Completely got nothing to do with 90s music. It's more like jazz music. But when you show up regularly, when you're putting videos into the cloud, and when you're showing people that you're, showing them your work, showing them how you do things, being transparent, it makes it really easy for them to reach out and go, okay, well, this person's legit. They're not a hustler. There's no scamming here. This isn't clickbait. There's no sort of short-head traffic strategy. It's just about doing the work, with a fair amount of integrity and getting into people's faces. My videos get 10 to 12 views. These live videos get almost no views. I just started 3 weeks ago, but I'm seeing an uptick slowly, slow uptick in my YouTube stats. And what's going to happen is if I keep doing this, in a year's time, I'm going to be getting twice as much traffic as I do now. I'm going to be catching twice as many people who go, yeah, this looks like a good deal, and dropping a couple of coins in the hat. And that's just in 1 year. You'll find that if you start to show up regularly like this and you give people a reason to engage with you and you respond to your YouTube comments and all of that, then good things are going to happen. Your side hustle is going to start to chip away at more and more of your monthly rental expense, and you can maybe start to think about spending more time doing it. And so yeah, the early stages of doing anything are really definitely the hardest, and I want to encourage you. That's kind of what I'm doing here. So hopefully that all makes sense. It's a lot of talking. And if you just dropped the needle on this, then I thank you very much for watching. I feel like what I need to do now is just take a bit of time to mess around on the piano here. So let's do that. Just trying to find my hold pedal by my feet here. Oh, no, it's not plugged in. Oh, I did a gig and I forgot to plug it in. Be right back. Okay, let's try and reset this guy. There we go. Oh no. One of these. That does work, okay. The release. There we go. Jeez, I've got a really annoying problem I'm trying to solve, which is the hold pedal inversion, the polarity switch. So when you push the hold pedal down with your foot, it normally makes it sound like really legato like this. But the other two hold pedals I've got with this keyboard over here behind me, they've got the opposite problem. So you push the pedal down and then it stops it instead of letting it ring. I've tried everything. Okay. Not bad in terms of sound. There's a bit of latency though. Nice velocity response there. It's a bit of a fight playing this thing. Nice. Cool. Alright, serial killer template is out the way. For the rest of this week, I'm going to be doing something similar for some resulting templates, some remaining templates, should I say. I've got to get the stuff online, I've got to get it scheduled, make sure Patron is pumping. There's work to be done, you know, and I just figured, like, while I'm doing this work, I could, you know, stream it live and perhaps offer a little couple of nuggets of wisdom to those who are bored on an American morning. But it's about constant improvement as far as I'm concerned. Wait, did we get the click right? Yeah, so it's clipping there. Sorry, I meant to fix that before. Let's just turn the take the master down 3 dB. I think that should do it. There we go. Oh, we've hit a hard one. Yeah, that should keep it under. Okay, here we go. Mm-mm. 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 Mm-hmm. Very Cool. Well, that is really it for today, kids. Thank you so much. If you tuned in, hopefully some of my boring editorial admin work has left an idea in your mind to get your own music online, and that's how you do it. So all the best, and drop a chat if you're interested in what I'm up to and want to know more about this whole process, and maybe chat about me helping you out in whatever way I can. So yeah, thanks a lot, and I'll see you again for tomorrow's stream, same time, 2 p.m. UTC. Check out the link in the description for free download of the template files that I do make, and hopefully I'll catch you again